And what she says about the freak offs is that Diddy allegedly was in control. She says that, you know, it was very well choreographed. Like, it was almost, when she was describing it, I was like, it sounds like he was shooting a music video.
Executive producing.
No, for real. She says that, you know, there were certain supplies that they would have, right? So they would do candles as the lighting, and it would always be like Glade, or there was another brand that she mentioned because he wanted it to smell a certain way. And then she
Glade.
says
Candles.
Then she says that they would get extra linens, and we've heard this story, but she said that because we heard before that there were extra linens because
of Dookie on the sheets.
So what she said was she was actually made to have freak offs during her period, and so there would be blood on a lot of the sheets. And she said she didn't want to do that, but she was being made to do that allegedly. And she also alleged that there'd be urine on the sheets, and we've heard testimony about the urine and why those things happened allegedly. And baby oil, she said that they would oil up so much. That was like a big thing for Puff allegedly. Like, you had to be oiled. That every 5 minutes they were like just re-oiling because
he wants you to look like a shiny suit.
Yeah, because it glistens. And
we opened up our testimony or our opening statement, the prosecutors talking about, you know, you alleging that there was a male escort that was made to pee, or I'm sorry, that was made to urinate on you.
You can say pee. Same thing.
Urinate on you. Can you detail that? So she starts to detail that, and she says that at one point she was choking, obvious reasons. And they asked, well, why didn't you just ask them to stop? And when I say them, she updated us and let us know.
Attorney Riley Freeman? He says, why wouldn't you just move out the way? That's what he asked her for.
Basically, they just asked, like, you know, at this, because it didn't sound like she was being held against her will at that point, like physically. So they're like, well, why would you just? Because she said she laid down with her hands up a lot of times when that was happening because she didn't like it, and it was a lot going on. And she said that not only would the escorts do it, allegedly Puff would join in as well. And she said when it would get to a point where it was too much for her, sometimes he would tell the escorts, Puff would tell the escorts allegedly, like, yo, all right, let's stop, let's chill. So they asked her, like, why wouldn't you just tell them to stop yourself? And she said, I mean, I'm laying on the floor, and allegedly intoxicated by all these things, and it's two men standing over me. What am I going to do? So I just laid there
with pee.
Yeah, and so
the reason they ask that question is because they know the defense is going to ask that question, so they try to make sure that they ask questions that the defense are asked to, you know, make it more comfortable.